Hello, it's Daphne here, host and producer of the Transplanted podcast. Decided we'd just go ahead and throw a few words in here for the next few episodes, anyways. We have been completely backlogged with episodes. I'm looking right now, and I think I got 7 or 8 episodes here that have been recorded. We just haven't released them. There's just been a lot going, especially over the last month and a half. I think it's been almost 2 months since we've released an episode. So we just wanted to let everybody know, yeah, we understand that a lot of these episodes are behind. They are somewhat backdated, if you will. We have some, I think, that were recorded right around Thanksgiving, heading into Christmas. I think there's three from last year, and then we have, oh shit, I don't know, another 4 or 5 from this year. So I mean, there's a lot that we've done. We just haven't got caught up on yet. We just wanted to give you a heads up that we understand these are from the past. We just wanted to give you context that these have been recorded whenever they were recorded. Um, we're trying to play catch up. Like I said, there's a lot that's happened. We moved offices. There's also been some different medical issues that we've been running into. You probably see my crutches back here. I'm almost full time on crutches right now. We're in and out of the hospital and doctor's offices a lot. Like, oh my God, I want away from the damn hospitals. Uh, Anyway, enough of that. The point is, we've just had a lot going on. We've pretty well got to where we're ready to go again. We've recorded, I think, 2 or 3 episodes here in the last couple of weeks. We've also had, some people that canceled recordings for various reasons. And so this is just letting you know we haven't gone anywhere. We're still here. The other thing that you'll find is that social media, we got absolutely banned. I did anyway. I did. I got banned from several of the social medias. Anything owned by Meta, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Threads, all of them. I got completely banned from. We have no idea why, where it came from. It happened over the course of 2 minutes, where I received an email, and then 2 minutes later, it was like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you're banned," and there's no real reason behind it, and I can't appeal it. So, uh, anyway, the point is, this isn't like a little bitch session here. The point is that since I got banned from it, all of our socials have been messed with, and it's been a nightmare trying to put this stuff back together. So right now, the transplanting Facebook page is not owned by anybody. I'm trying to get it back up. If I can't get it back up, then I am going to go ahead and start a new Facebook page for the Transplanting Podcast, and we're going to hope that that doesn't get all fucked up also. So anyway, just there's a lot going on. If you would like to be on our podcast, always reach out to me. You can reach me, Daphne, Daphne, Daphne at transplantedpodcast.com. My email is still running. I'm still here. You can still reach me on a lot of the socials. Just Facebook is the hard one to get me through right now. If you set up an interview with me, because I have interviews set up for the next several months, if you set up an interview with me and we have a date scheduled, but it was set up through Facebook, I probably don't have a way to contact you right now. So please reach out to me through the email or Facebook page. Not Facebook. There we go again, right? Yeah, reach out to me through the website, anything like that. Just find another way to contact me, or reach out to me. You can also find me, Daphne Lane, on Facebook if you're just looking to meet me. It's got a picture like that because fuck, I'm sexy, gotta own it, right? So anyway, reach out, find me. Let's go ahead and get in contact again. Make sure that we can keep these going. If you haven't been a part of this yet and you would like to, reach out to me. All of this is great. If you have friends and people that are struggling, especially right now, politics are really fucking shitty right now. Uh, share the podcast. This is one of the biggest things you can do to help us. We're listened to in 18 countries currently and growing, and it's one of the most exciting things for me. I get to see all these stats come in, and yeah, reach out to us, share us, share the YouTube channel, the Spotify, all these things. That makes a big help. We are supported by Clear Noise Media. Which is something I'm going to start mentioning here over on the episodes. But also, if you would like to sponsor the podcast, let us know. We'd be happy to add some ads for other kinds of uh, support and sponsorship available. So anyway, uh, I'm babbling at this point. Reach out to me, Daphne at Transplanted Podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate your, I want to say reliability, but that's not the right word. Fuck, what do you call it? Where you just, whatever. We love you guys. Thank you for following us. It means a lot to us. And enjoy the episode.
Welcome back to the Transplanting Podcast. My name is Bear, of course, joined by the lovely Daphne.
Yeah,
I don't
say
know
it. Say it.
I don't know what earrings you put on.
They're just fancy. They're fancy earrings. That's all they're fancy. Okay, that's all it is.
That's all that matters. As long as you like them.
I do like them.
Yeah.
I've had these for a while, and I like them. Actually, I think it's one of the first pairs I've bought.
Very elegant, very classy.
Yeah, thank you.
Cue the hair flip.
Also, so this is like the first episode I feel like we've recorded in a while. It feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, I hope everyone's settling into their 2026 and, let the dust settle from the holidays. And now we're back at it.
I guess I feel
again.
It's been like what, two or 3 weeks since we did do one. It was the one about communism.
Yes.
And it was a fascinating conversation.
Yeah, and then had a respite the next week, and then now we're back at it.
There's been a lot going on.
A
lot going on. I've actually been my knee is messed up, right? And so I've kind of been in and out of the hospital a lot about that. So we suspect there's going to be surgery coming up in the future, but we'll find out. So yay! Lots of time. Lots of time. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah.
So today we have, actually, can I just pause for another second here?
Right.
I just want to let the listeners know that we ran into some like major technical difficulties in the last couple of days. No, it's really serious. We, you know what? Let's back up. Today we're bringing in Shawn. Okay. So Shawn, you host a podcast. It's Shawn's Unheard Voices? Sullivan's Unheard Voices, right? Yeah. So I had been on your podcast before. We had met in Pride in the Park down in Salem, and we did a little thing there together, and we both were like, hey, we should get the other one here on the show. So today we got Shawn on the show here with us. So welcome, Shawn.
Thank you so much. And before we begin, I just want to say how appreciative I'm of this podcast and the work that you're doing, because what you are providing people with terms of accurate information and just no BS and no frill.
Oh, there's a lot of BS.
but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
And so I just want to express my gratitude and appreciation for what you're doing with the Translating podcast. And we need voices like yours in the podcast sphere. I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
We like what we're doing. We feel it's important. So
it's fun too.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fun doing podcasting. So technical difficulties. Okay. What was it? Just a couple days ago, 2-3 days ago, went to go log into Facebook, open up Facebook, and I had been logged out, and I was hit with a message that says, hey, we've disabled your account. There wasn't a warning. There wasn't a suspension. There was nothing. It was just straight up like, oh, by the way, we've disabled your account. So it shut down all of the accounts associated with it, because I have another business that actually kind of helps host this podcast, and it got shut down. Like all the social media stuff got shut down, so we don't have access to Facebook. We don't have access to Instagram. I tried to kind of open stuff back in, and it went, no, you're blocked. Like I am banned from Facebook, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you weren't given any explanation. It was like, oh, by the way, you don't get to have a Facebook.
By the way, fuck you.
Yeah, no shit. And then I had people messaging me asking, like, did Daphne, delete her Facebook? Am I blocked? And I'm like, I don't know. And then we talked about that.
Evidently,
like,
Daphne has blocked everybody.
Oh, no. And yeah, I had people, messaging me asking, what the sitch was.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that. You weren't even given like a
There wasn't a warning. There was no notice. It just happened, and I was just like, what just happened? And there's no way to contest it. There's no way to, like, they just went, sorry, you're done. And I had no idea. But I mean, one of the thoughts that went through my head was, hey, is it because we're dealing with trans issues, you know? And I realized that maybe that's going way down the conspiracy hole, and maybe not, but I mean, Facebook tends to be one of those places that it leans to whoever's in office, you know, it kisses their ass, right? So, you know, Trump gets into office, all of a sudden hate speech isn't a big deal anymore on there. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think I think that's probably just conspiracy theorying there.
At the same time, though, I think there's something to that, right? Because they ban people if they post something they think is not within their community standards.
Right.
And the fact that there's no way to contact them
Yes.
is the part that's so frustrating. It's not
Yeah.
like a phone number, right? Joe Rogan can just reach out and call Jeff Zuckerberg, whatever his name is.
Jeff Bezos and Mark
Yeah,
Zuckerberg. That's the two names.
I
Yeah.
love it.
And then, you know, they have the reasons, the resources to do that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're kind of stuck in this lurch. And I'm so sorry.
Right.
That's crappy.
I mean, it's hard, like it's so hard because I'm trying to run a media business, but how do you run a media business when you can't do media?
yeah. Yeah.
How do you even get around that? I'm not sure how to get around that. I'm still kind of working it. We have been considering going and talking to a lawyer about it and just saying, hey, you're damaging our business. Who knows? Maybe we'll see where that goes. I don't know.
Yeah, and then to find out there's no customer service.
There is none.
No, There's no customer service.
I did find 3 phone numbers for Facebook, and that's wild because you can never find a phone number for. I found 3 of them. Every one of them's the same. You call it up and it says, "Hey, thank you for calling Meta. If you're calling about one of our products, please go to this website, and we have a help resource available for you." Goodbye. And that's all it says. But you know what? I went to that website that it said. I tried to open it up and it says, sorry, you're banned. And so I can't even access the help. Yeah, don't know. I got logged out of Instagram. Like everything got shut down. So
Yeah.
if, you know, and it's also done because we run a lot of our business through there, right? So there's a lot of people in Messenger and places like that where I have their contact information and we're doing communication through that. Well, and they're scheduled to go, and all of a sudden I can't talk to any of them.
Yeah.
I just lost all contacts. So I haven't figured out what to do with that. But it's upsetting, to say the least.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah, and that is the least. Anyway, so now that I'm done bitching about that,
It's important, right? And sometimes you just need to get that out there because people don't realize that this is happening. And when it's out of your control and it's taking over your livelihood, that's just like, yeah, can I curse on this podcast?
I mean, I have already.
That's fine. It's fucked up.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: if people are running businesses through Facebook, which we very much are one, right? And I know that we're not the only one doing this. Hell, they have a section 4 pages where you can set up your business and you can run finances through there, all this thing. If you're running a platform where you're allowing people to run businesses as businesses and bring in money through your platform, why in the hell do you not have a customer service? That just seems wrong to me, and I feel like that's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
100%.
So maybe I'll go be part of that. I don't know. I don't know. It's upsetting.
We're fighting.
Yeah.
We're fighting.
I got this song from like Les Miserables in our head, you know, can you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? There's a Daphne on a rampage again.
Doot, doot.
What was do? What do you want me to do?
I was just trying to be part of the song. Doot, doot.
You sure?
Yeah.
Good job, Bear. We appreciate you. You're a good member of the team. We couldn't do it without your boop boops. Your boop boops makes the song. Without it, the song doesn't exist.
It doesn't count.
It
unless
doesn't.
There's a doot,
It
doot.
doesn't. We need a boop boop.
Doot, doot.
We need a bear boop boop.
Doot, doot, doot.
It's so dumb. Okay, well, back to the show. Speaking of which, so I got tested right before you showed up, right? They were testing me for ADHD, and at the end of it, they're like, "Oh yeah, you definitely got ADHD. You got autism and OCD." And I'm like, "Well, this is fascinating, right?" But because I didn't think autism and OCD were going to be part of this test. They were just like, clearly you got this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, at the end of the ADHD test, they're like, when you have ADHD like this high up on the charts, chances are there's going to be other shit mixed into it. And I'm like, well, this makes a lot of sense because when we went back to your episode that we did with me, you and me were all over the goddamn place.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was no line at all. We were just like, woo, here we go.
But sometimes those are the best podcasts.
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad for the listeners because they
No.
got to be just sitting here going, whoa. Start off talking about, we're going to talk about podcasts. And now we're talking about like alligator tits. And you're just like, how the hell did we get here? And like,
Bear's just back there pressing buttons.
Bear's going boop, 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 boop.
boop, boop.
So I don't know. It was a wild episode, but I had like a lot of fun with it. So first off, thank you for having me on your podcast. I've enjoyed it both of the times that I've got to be on it. The conversation we had at Pride in the Park, it was a great conversation. I was having a lot of fun. We were really getting into it. And then you go, hey, come back on my podcast. And I'm like, well, come on mine. I would love to have you, and I got to do your episode with you here personally, and it was a lot of fun. There's a lot of information. Since then, I have been seeing more and more of your podcast, right? And you have such a wide array of people that you're interviewing on the podcast. I kind of want to backtrack on it, though, and go, why a podcast? Like, what? I mean, the idea came from somewhere, so what happened with that?
So it started. I got the hosting bug when I hosted a radio show about restaurants in Tacoma,
Is that a
Washington.
thing?
No, it's not a thing. We never got any listeners. It was the terrible show. I'm telling you, it was the worst show ever.
It works on TikTok.
It works when you have video, right? But how do you describe food when there's no video?
We're looking at some yellow peas. They're kind of mushy.
So we were only on for a year, and and I was just like, if I ever have the chance to do it again, I want to do it my way.
Yeah.
Because I was working for an organization, and they had it very scripted, right? It was the Restaurant Association. They had very different parameters. And then what happened along the way is I started getting back in touch with my Native American roots.
You have Native American roots.
Yeah.
I was not aware.
Canadian, I guess you could say. Yeah.
How do you do?
Right? But I remember growing up,
That's
we
probably
would
racist.
always, no, not at all. But I remember growing up, we would have these long form conversations.
Yeah.
And we don't have those anymore. And
Yeah.
I got out of a really bad marriage, and I'm like, I wasn't allowed to before because, I didn't get nothing we can't. Anyway.
You
I
don't
digress.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say.
And
doesn't
so
say.
when I left that situation and was finally sort of free to be me, I'm like, I'm going to do it this time.
Yeah.
And this time I just want to talk to as many people as I can because everything I hear in the media is talking heads about something.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't want to hear from the talking heads. I want to hear from the people that are actually doing the work, actually experiencing the thing.
The people without heads.
Yeah.
They're talking out their ass is what we just determined.
Yeah. And that's where the unheard voices came from.
Oh my God.
And so then about 4 months in, I interviewed my first musician, Nikki Jones.
Oh, cool.
And so now I have Sullivan's Unheard Voices, which is the podcast where I have that. But
Right.
now I'm transitioning to the other podcast, which is Sullivan's Backstage Passes.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
we're going to be talking to musicians about their origin story.
So is this going to be like a extension of what you're already doing?
Yeah.
You're going to do both at the same time?
Oh, yeah.
Or you're just going to
Yeah.
drop the one and move over?
Oh, no, I'm doing 3 now at the same time.
Oh my God. What's the
Yeah.
third?
The third one is once a week I'm going to record a podcast with Nikki Jones. It's her podcast. I'm just a guest or guest host,
Right.
but I'm helping her sort of facilitate that. And so the two I do all the work. The third one I just show up and talk, so it's not
Yeah.
that big a deal.
I had a friend reach out to me earlier this week, and she was like, "Hey, I'm interested in doing a podcast. Female. She's got a friend that's also female. They're super into sports. that's all they want to talk about is, hey, let's get in and shoot the shit over sports. And sounds like a blast to me.
It works.
Yeah, wherever it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 3 different podcasts
Yep.
ready to roll,
Yeah.
and backstage passes. That's fun. How do you get into a position where you are able to meet these kind of people? Because that's a whole different market that not everybody has access to.
So it's interesting because when I first started, it was really hard, right? A lot of musicians would big dog me, where they would say,
Right.
like, you're not big enough in the podcast,
Yes.
all this stuff. But then something changed over the last 6 months where my interview skills and the conversations we have
Yes.
are unlike you find anywhere else. And
Yes.
so we're celebrating music, and we're not. I don't want to talk to musicians about their dating life. I don't want to talk to musicians about all of the extra. Like, no, I want to talk to you about your music.
Isn't that what a lot of their stuff is, though? Like, it would seem to me that a lot of interviews would be just about their music.
It's not.
Really?
It's not. How many times do you see a Taylor Swift interview where nobody talks about the Kelsey brothers? Right? Everybody asks about that stuff.
Fair enough.
And so it's like, instead of focusing on
I mean, but Jason's hot, so
100%, and she's allowed to be happy, right? I'm happy
yes,
for her.
yes.
And I also wanted a platform where we could talk to musicians about just the music and what it means to
Yeah.
the community, what it means to the musicians, and
Yeah.
just get real.
You ought to go to like down Nashville, where it's
I
like
just got back from Memphis.
Oh yeah, you just.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did you go through? In Memphis, they have. Maybe I'm wrong. In Memphis, I believe they have a lot of the old school country and stuff used to go through there. Does that sound
That's
right?
the Nashville area.
Nashville.
Yeah, Memphis is like more like blues, jazz, sort
Right.
of old timey. It's like
I'm thinking the I can't think of what it's called. Grand Ole Opry.
yeah, that's Nashville.
Okay.
Yeah, Memphis is sort of like the gritty younger sister of Nashville, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fly in and you can tell this community is struggling. Yeah,
Now Memphis is where Elvis was, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a restaurant I went to in Memphis. It was this barbecue place, and you had to go into some alley. And then when you got into the alley, you had to go down some stairs, and you were in this like underground lair, and they had barbecue in there. It was great food. There was like grease on the walls, and like the food was great, but also it was so fucking sketchy to get to just eat some barbecue. Like, you don't know, am I going to eat barbecue or be the barbecue?
You're not lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, in one of the restaurants, actually, it's kind of a funny story because we just got done eating, and we're talking, and as we're talking, a roach comes right across the floor. And we're looking at each other, and it starts to go to this table where these 4 women were sitting, and I didn't want them to be surprised. I'm like, don't, like, I try to say, don't panic, but there's a bug on the floor. They all jump up on the chairs, and they start screaming.
Hakuna Matata.
Because they had finished eating too, right?
Right.
They tried to say it was a water bug, but I'm like, no,
A
man.
bug is a bug.
No,
Let's
man.
just be real here.
Like, that sucker was that big. Like, I was like, oh. Like, couldn't I have seen that, like, before I took my first bite?
Oh my god! Yeah, our food comes with an extra crunch.
Protein.
Protein. It means no worries. Okay, so it's not slimy yet satisfying. It's the crunchy.
Little cream-filled kind.
Oh my god. Okay. So you just went to Memphis to meet musicians?
I went to document the journey of the Nicky Jones Band. They were invited. They won the Blues Challenge locally.
Oh, cool.
It was part of the International Blues Challenge. And so I actually stayed with the band. Drove them to places. I was like in depth or sort of embedded with the band through that whole process. And while I'm there, I'm also meeting other musicians. And whenever a musician listens to my interview of the musicians,
Yeah.
it's an easy yes. So it's been like over the last 3 months or
Yes,
so, it's just
yes.
starting to cascade.
We've noticed that too, where we've reached out, we talked to somebody, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I need to get you in touch with so and so," and it would be a big name, and then that person's came, "Oh no, hey, we got this." I just did the tap. Oh no, you need to come over here and do this because this person, and yeah, we've had quite a few people that we've been able to schedule through other people.
Yeah, and I have my first band that's driving down from like Everett, I think, to Portland to be interviewed on the podcast.
Very cool.
So that has been like I can't believe it's happening. So
Yeah.
it's been a wild ride. Yeah.
So you have a job outside of this.
Yes,
I mean, that is so much work.
it is, but I have to be busy.
Fair.
With my autistic brain, if I'm not actively engaged,
Yes.
I send myself into a tizzy.
I mean, it's
Depression comes.
hell. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I need to be busy.
Yeah.
And so, because if I'm not doing the podcast and working, I just, life's just too boring.
Well, and I was telling that to Bear last night. I was like, oh my God, Bear, I need to do something. And Bear's like, yeah, sorry, it's late. And I'm just like, I need to do something. Let's go to the store and just walk around the store. No, I don't want to do that. But let's just,
With your knee?
yeah.
Poor thing.
I'm going to crawl and hop. It's the hop. Do the hop, bop, bop.
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop.
Boop, boop.
Well, I guess piggyback ride.
Yeah.
If you wanna-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bareback.
Ain't no hollaback bear. I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you did.
I walked right into it.
You sure did. It was there.
I guess I could throw you in a shopping cart and just.
You keep setting them up. I'll keep knocking them down.
But I get up again. You can never keep me down.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're staying busy, but I mean, you full-time job, 3 podcasts on top of it. How are you finding time to travel to Memphis on top of all of this?
So with the Memphis trip, I took a week hiatus. So like, there's no shows that are going to be There's no episodes that are going to be going this week.
Right.
And so I took a week off just to do Memphis, and then I also backloaded the podcast so that
Right.
I could have that space. But I think the only way I can pull it off is that I actually have to have somebody do my scheduling for me.
Right.
If it wasn't for that and I had to do my own scheduling, I don't know if I could do that at the same time because I just can't keep everything straight.
I would love to have a scheduler. That would be so great.
Yeah.
That was going to be one of my questions was, how is your time management? Like, how do you just, you know what I mean? Like, did you have a plan ahead of time or are you like, piecing it together as you go?
I started piecing it together as I go, but then I've learned that a strict schedule helps. So, for example, Mondays are Salem.
Yeah.
Saturdays are Portland. Friday is either McMinnville or Nikki. And so I know on whatever day where my destination is and where my interviews are going to be.
Yeah.
And then I always try to reserve Sunday for nothing. So I have one day of downtime and I force myself not to do any work on the podcast on Sunday.
I mean, but
it-
yeah, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, is it difficult for you to just take Sunday off and do nothing? Just to decompress and recoup?
Yes and no, because even though it's say I'm doing nothing, I'm never really doing nothing.
Okay.
So, like, even when it's a day off and I'm technically doing nothing, what that means is I'm just not working. So it's either working around the house, doing like the laundry, things like that. That's what I do on the Sundays. And then, of course, spending time with my girlfriend because, like, during the week it's hard pressed.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So you do have a good balance. Would
Yeah,
you say? Routine,
yeah.
consistency. And,
Yeah. And I'm very lucky. I did the table thing. I'm very lucky that, and I wish I could get into a little bit more about my day job, but I can't. But I work for the state, and my day job fills my cup. I have a job where I love going to work every day, and it's
Right.
not really work. It's just fun. And then when I'm done with work, the podcast is more work and work is more fun. So it's kind of like one of those weird upside like the rest of the world right now.
Win-win.
Yeah.
I mean, but this means you're recording 3 episodes a week. I know you release a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
How are you? Like, I mean, that's so much editing time, posting time.
Oh, I don't edit. What happens.
Oh.
Yeah. I record and
Yeah.
then I do the magic audio through Riverside that
Okay.
does the audio balancing, and
Yeah.
they do all of the audio editing. But
Right.
whatever's the final at the end of that's what goes. And
mean-
if the video's a little off, I don't care. And if anybody has anything to say, it's like, hey, I'm a dude who has a TBI who's autistic, and if you want that high quality produced stuff,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pay me money, because I'm doing this as
Yes.
a passion project.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I ever make money.
Yeah.
I just want these voices to be out there.
Right. So how long has your podcast been going? Like, when did you start it?
I started it 2 years ago, so it's been going 2.5 years now, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
we're on episode 155.
That's so many episodes.
Yeah.
I think this is 35, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe 36. I think we're somewhere in there.
Yeah, I started out with 1 a week, and then it turned into 2 a week. Now it's 3 a week.
I suspect something like that will happen here where, I mean, for a little while we were doing 2 a week, but it was so much work to keep doing that.
Especially if you're editing and doing that kind of
I
stuff.
am doing the editing.
That's the part that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it pays off in the end.
Yeah.
100%.
Right.
I just can't afford and don't have the time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, and I have, I think, 6 episodes right now on my computer I have to get edited, and I'm just dragging. I'm having a hard time just getting ready to go, okay, I'm ready to do this again. I think the break just kind of killed a lot of it. And I mean, there was a lot that happened over the Christmas break. Like, a lot happened.
was.
So I'm trying to get back in the funk of things so that way I can get on it. But yeah, it takes a lot of time.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's worth it.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
like if you don't, who will?
Bear.
Right? which is fine. But I can't imagine translating podcasts without Daphne.
No.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because we've thought about that I've talked to Bear about it several times going, man, I think this would be so much better if I wasn't a part of this. Like if somebody just came and replaced me. But I don't know. Bear
No.
says otherwise.
I say otherwise too. I say otherwise too.
I don't know. I was listening to other podcasts, and I was listening to them interview people, and I'm like, man, these guys are just so good at the interview, and I feel like I'm not on their. But also, these people may have been doing it for 20 years. I know some of them have been like news analysts and TV hosts and things like this, and so I mean, they've got however many years of talking to people and whatever. So.
And even for me, right? If you go back and you listen to episode 3, it's garbage. Like my 3rd episode
Yeah.
is garbage.
Yeah.
The conversation was good, but the podcast itself was like terrible. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but I'm going to post it anyway because I'm going to keep it real, and that's really what happened.
Yeah.
And there have only been 2 episodes that I've never been able to air.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I don't think we've had any episodes we're not able to air. I think
Well-
all of ours have been good, but we have had a few episodes that we've had to redact some stuff.
Yeah.
They
major
specifically asked us to redact some stuff.
Yeah. Major editing.
Yeah, there was a lot involved. Okay, so I grew up Mormon. I went on a mission. I had the name tag, did the whole thing, right? I went to Scotland for the mission. Okay, I stayed there for 2 years, did the whole thing. When I went over there, it was 2008. Everybody, the war was still going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it was still just taken on. So I go over to Scotland, and there's Iraqi people in Afghanistan. Like a lot of the Islamic community is there, and I'm like, oh my God, like. I don't know what to do with this. And I grew up in little hick town, Arizona, right? I don't know how to deal with this. I've never been in a city like this before, and I've never just lived in a city like this, and I haven't been around all these cultures. And so I remember I wrote back a letter to my parents going, oh my God, I'm worried that I might get blown up, Real fear at the time, but, also looking back, you go, wow, completely unreasonable, but also real, And the more I stayed there, the more I got to see, the beauty of it. And I slowly started talking to them a little bit. I learned some phrases in Arabic, and I got to where I could have conversations with them in Arabic. And it really kind of took off. And the more I was around the community and I was talking with them, the more I saw just how beautiful the cultures were. And I fell in love with Middle Eastern cultures. I also, we talked to a lot of people from Africa. I ended up counting, I kept a tally of it, and I talked to people, I think, from 176 countries in the 2 years I was there. Yeah, and it was fascinating, and I knew basic phrases, I think, in 27 languages while I was there. So it didn't matter, if they came from Poland or from Russia or from wherever. I could have some basic greetings and goodbyes and thank yous and stuff like that, and it was more than just the standard person would say, hi, bye. It was more to the point that it was enough more. I can't think of the English word here, but it was more than the average person has, to the point that they would stop and turn around and go, oh, hey, you've taken time to understand us. And I found that if you took the extra little time to get to know somebody, even in just the smallest way, whether it's language, culture, Food. Yeah. So if you take just a little bit of time, it doesn't even have to be that much, but you've shown that you have put effort into that person, all of a sudden they open up to everything. Like, they care, You go talk to someone from Iraq, Salam alaikum, kayf al-hal, and you start going in and having these conversations, and they go, oh, hey, this person knows so much more, And as they do that, they're like, hey, come over to the house. We got food. We got all the things, Come sit, eat, and let's talk. And you want religion? Sure. Let's talk about religion. Break out your scriptures. Let's break out the Quran. And we're going to discuss and compare. And fascinating, And these people had just had a beautiful thing. All of this to say that I found that when you get outside of your area that you're used to being in, there's a beauty in all the people that you're not used to being around. What was it with you that made you turn around and go, hey, I want to talk to these people that have different voices? Like there was something that would have had to have made a difference in your life to the point that you go, I want to talk to more people.
Being autistic means that I'm at a disadvantage for conversations and social cues and social situations. And so for most of my life, I've been the outcast.
Yeah.
Like, it happened just the other day, right? Like, you're in a group of people, everybody you see, you're kind of sitting on the sidelines because you don't know what to say, you don't know how to interact. And so you see everybody else get invited to lunch, you see people talking to each other, and you're sitting there kind of just outside on your own.
Yes.
And just how isolating that feels.
Right.
And when you experience being treated as other than human, it leaves a mark.
Fair.
And when you have that mark, you have this longing to help other people who have experienced that in some whatever form, whether it's racism, sexism, phobias, anybody that has had experienced that kind of hatred
or pain.
Yeah. Like, deserves to be supported.
Yes.
And I would like to sort of talk about my journey with trans, if you don't mind.
Yeah, well, we were going to, I was slowly swinging us over that. And for the, we're going to back up a little bit, though, and just say please. Trans people or whatever. Like, we want to add a humanity part to the term trans because other else we're taking the humanity away from them.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So it's like trans man, trans woman, trans people, trans... or I don't know, just as long as we're adding some kind of humanity in there to that.
I really appreciate that, right? Because I'm committed towards using the right language that's supportive instead of tears people apart.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're using it as a describing word, like, I don't want to say like trans agenda, that's not a thing, but like, if there's... I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking of the words right now.
Words are hard sometimes.
Like if you're talking about a specific person or group, whatever, we want to add the humanity. But if we're using it as just a description of something, then that's where trans would come in. But does that make sense at all?
I do. It does. Yeah.
Cool.
It's very similar to like autism and non-speaking.
Yeah. So the point of it was the next set of questions I was going to come into was going to be along the lines of. Where did you start finding fascinations with the LGBTQ community?
It's
unless that's not where you were going to go with.
No. It's fine because it's actually two distinct stories, right?
Yeah.
So it was back when I was working for the Association of Washington Business, and I remember having this conversation. It started with a papillon.
With what?
With a papillon.
Oh my goodness, my English is not Englishing.
So I got a papillon, which is a French dog with the butterfly ears.
Oh,
And
that would be why I don't know.
they're beautiful dogs, right? But what started happening is I would take my dog for a walk, and I would start getting hit on by dudes.
Nice.
I didn't quite understand it, right? And it wasn't until like 6 months into it when I realized that because of George Takei,
Oh yeah.
the papillon is sort of recognized as an indicator that you might be part of the LGBTQ community.
I've never heard that. That's fascinating.
And until that moment, it wasn't even on my radar because, you live in your isolated bubble, right?
Right.
You have your family and you're like 4 friends.
It's
and
just a Subaru.
yeah. And then, but the unintended consequence of having this papillon is I started to talk to the people, right? I'm
Right.
flattered. You flirt with me. I don't care what gender or sex you are, right? I'm flattered.
So did you know that they were flirting with you? Because let me tell you, all my life people have been flirted with me, and I'm just having a great time and didn't even know that they were flirting with me.
So I don't know how else to put this other than if in a typical male to female conversation,
Right.
I cannot tell if a female is flirting with me
Fair.
at all.
Fair.
But these guys would come up and start the conversation with, I want to have sex with you.
Oh my God.
It wasn't like,
That is who does that?
apparently a lot of dudes in Seattle. Because it would happen like once a week, right? and eventually I was like, what, so I started having conversations, and I met and I had my first friend who was gay.
Yeah.
And that opened my eyes to so many things I had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know about discrimination. I didn't know about this and didn't know about that. Like, mind blown. And then I meet my adopted sister, who's a lesbian.
Yeah.
And I get to watch how she has to navigate the world with creepy dudes.
Right.
Who always think, oh, you're not really a lesbian. I want to join in. All this. Dude, like, she's not interested in you. She's not putting off any sort of straight vibes at all. She's not doing anything at all. But these dudes would come up, and I'm like, what the hell? And then she sat me down, and we had a conversation about that. And then at the same time, I started working for the state.
Yeah.
And I got invited to the Equity and Inclusion Council.
Right.
And we started doing presentations about the impacts of medical discrimination and the impacts of societal discrimination. And all of my eyes were just opened because I'm like,
It makes sense.
yeah. But you don't talk about this stuff.
No. A lot of it is just kind of hidden.
Yeah. Like, that's not conversations I would have with my dad. Like, he would never talk about that.
Growing up, we didn't talk about sex. That was off. You don't talk about it because that's a bad subject, And now you have people they go into the world and they're like, sex,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And then as I started getting the Equity and Inclusion Council, they asked me to do a training on the health disparities against trans people. And
Fascinating. Why you?
because we wanted to have people with lived experience on the panel, but they also wanted to have an ally that facilitated the conversation so that if the conversation got too emotional or got too heavy,
Right.
there was somebody there who was an ally that could sort of help carry the conversation.
Right.
But I didn't feel like I should be a facilitator without knowing the material. And so I went on research to figure out all of the sort of ins and outs of that. And as soon as I started doing the research and sort of started to see the truth and reality, I'm like, holy like, this is not right. This is just not right. And so that's how I sort of started that pathway to sort of understanding and learning.
What made them feel like you were an ally? You didn't know anything about it. Where did they come in and go, hey, you know what? You would be a great person to talk about a subject you know nothing about.
Yeah, that's actually. That's a valid question, right? And I think it is. So I have always led with curiosity and empathy.
Fair.
and I have always been an ally of human beings. I just didn't know the other aspects of it.
Right.
Right. And so because I'm so good at interviewing and good at facilitation, but I'm also good at calling people out on their crap. So as you have these conversations, sometimes if you're in the moment and you're the person facing discrimination, you don't have the power to speak up and advocate for yourself.
Not everyone has that.
Yeah. And so if you're an ally and you see this happening, you can interject yourself in the situation and make sure that the person experiencing whatever ism is has a safe person that can help.
Yes.
Right? If the person is defending themselves and they've got it, support and let them do what they need to do. But if you think that they need some extra support, just stand up.
So, I mean, I can see how this would come in and you go, I dealt with a lot of bullying growing up and I don't like seeing you be bullied, but where did you go in there and go, hey, you know what? Trans people aren't fucked up.
That one was because of my pathway for autism. So, gender nonconforming is a huge percentage of the autistic population, more so than your general population.
Yes.
There's a huge more percentage of people that identify as LGBTQ that are also on the spectrum.
Correct.
And as I get to know all of the people and what they go through and all of that, it's like I see it. And then when you take a step back and you look at all of the rules that they put in place, it's rules put out there by the dominant elite.
So it was just empathy that kicked in.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Empathy and love, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. You know, because I really do love the human race.
Yeah.
You know, it's equally beautiful and disgusting. It's equally poetic and just downright raunchy. And so...
I'm on the raunchy side.
And I think that's beautiful, right?
Sometimes I just identify as a fungus. Went from cheese to a
Hey,
fungus.
but that means you grow on us.
Yeah.
Spores.
Oh,
So,
we're
yeah.
not doing this anymore.
You're good. I love it. And so, yeah, it just stems from the love of man and the love of everybody. I don't know why I used the man there, but it just comes from a place of wanting to see everybody succeed. And when you see people not being able to succeed because of some rules that some weird person in power put in place,
Yeah.
it just doesn't sit well with me. And a lot of it also has to do with my Native American heritage because I don't present as Native American.
No.
And so I get to hear all of the racist jokes behind the scenes. And
Yeah,
I get to
yeah.
hear all of the real stuff and the real conversations that people say don't exist. No, that
Oh, it
freaking
does.
exists.
It does.
Yeah. And I didn't have the power to stand up
Right.
until recently. Right.
This is really cool that you've given yourself power.
Yeah.
It's not something that others went, hey, you know what? Here you go. Have some power. Like you were like, no, this is my power and I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
inspirational, really.
Yeah. And what I have found along the way is it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Like it's treating people with respect and love is way easier than the other way around.
Well, but standing up for other people isn't
that's
as
tough.
it can be, you know. I would argue to say that over time it gets easier,
Yeah.
but it's hard. It's hard.
And I have a distinct memory of when it happened to me. I was at Biscuits Cafe with my dog. It was a
Okay.
service dog, right?
Yeah.
But he's old. So this was Paco, not Finn now.
Paco.
Yeah.
Nice.
I rescued him as Taco.
Yeah.
I couldn't call him a food, but he would not respond to any other syllable combination, and so Paco it was. I was just lazy. But he was my service dog, right?
Yeah.
I could put him on the table here and put a piece of rib right here, and he will not touch the rib. He'll look at me the entire time and tell him it's okay, or I take it away. I could even leave him and the rib on the thing and walk to the bathroom and come back, and he wouldn't touch the food. He was a legit service dog.
Wow.
But he was in a stroller because he was 18 And so while he
Wow.
could still medically alert, he couldn't walk.
Right.
So when we went into the restaurant, they said I couldn't come in with my service dog.
Right.
And they really gave me a hard time about it. But then at the end of it, they were like, no, you know what? We're going to let you eat here this time. But don't you dare come back with my dog.
Yes.
And I just remember feeling powerless in the moment. I didn't know what to say. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it was somebody else there who stood up on behalf of me and said, that's not right. I want to speak to the manager because this should not happen.
Right.
And I remember how that felt validated. And so at that moment in time, I just made that commitment to, like, if I see this happening out in real life, I have to stay up. I have to stand up
Yeah.
and say something.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, all of this goes to show that you have just an amazing heart. Not everybody could just sees other people and goes, you know what? I love you.
Yeah.
Like that's a special characteristic. It's something that can be grown, but to have it naturally, like I feel you do.
Oh, it's always been that way.
Yeah. That's unique.
Yeah.
And I think that's special.
And I think that ties into my autism.
Fair.
You know, I really
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. And it would make sense.
How so? As someone who is not on the spectrum and neurotypical, like when you say that, you think it has something to do with, the autism. How so?
So there is this philosophy out there called autism joy.
Okay.
And what is autism joy? The theory behind it is that most people who are autistic experience joy at a level 2 to 3 times higher than people who aren't autistic.
Right.
We can't hide it. Like, I think I heard somebody say one time, it's like the tail wagging the dog, right? Like, I can't control my tail wag when I'm happy, right? I can't control it. I'm just beaming. And then I'm also gifted with this ability to mimic.
Yes.
Okay.
Echolalia.
Yeah.
I got that too.
Yeah. And what happens with that is people just start trauma dumping on you.
Yes.
Where you just sit
Yes.
down and you smile and you're happy, and then after 5 seconds of silence, you learn all about their divorce. You
Yes.
learn all about their broken
Yes,
leg. And
yes.
and that has sort of shaped me over my lifetime to sort of have that mentality of loving other people because I
Yes.
get to hear their stories.
Okay.
So you start a podcast, you start working into just listening to other people's voices. You also became this ally. What have you learned? Because, 150 interviews is a lot of interviews, and not all of them would have been LGBTQ. But, when I met you, you were at Pride in the Park interviewing people in the LGBTQ
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
All set up right there.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of things that I'm sure you've seen, a lot of commonalities and patterns that you've seen, but also broken stories. Can you share just some of what you've seen, how you've grown, I don't know.
Yeah, I had this lady on actually a few weeks back, probably a couple months now, Joy, and she started an organization called Black Joy.
Oh, wow.
And she starts talking about her organization and the intent behind it. And then I start hearing about all of the racism that comes around an event like
Yes.
that. And how people are actively campaigning against her organization.
Yeah, but
for
we're not
wanting-
racist.
But we're right? We're not racist, but how dare you have a Black Joy event, right?
Yeah.
Where it's just an event celebrating Black culture.
Yes.
And what she said to me that was like totally mind blown is that with our political process, no one's here for us.
No.
We need to be for each other. We need to get together and as a community and take care of the people at the bottom because
Yeah.
right now nobody is talking about the people at the bottom.
Right.
And the more I talk to people, the more universally that is. It doesn't matter what race, doesn't matter what religion, doesn't matter what political party even, right? Everybody feels this impending sort of crush of poverty that is coming our way.
I think Trump's entire cabinet is white.
Don't get me started.
No, but the point is that there is a lot of people that are not in this majority, and so they all are at the bottom.
100%. And And the idea that it goes back to like human decency, right?
Yes.
And this idea of rugged individualism. And the one thing I've learned along the way is that doesn't exist. Like, to sit there and think that you are rugged individualistic, but then you have a phone. How many thousands of people have worked on your phone? How many thousands of people have built all of the things that necessary for your house or your car? So the idea that we're individualistic, that's just not real.
Right.
We rely on each other.
True.
But the messaging from the top is rugged individualism. You can do it. It's up to you yourself.
Yes.
Because they don't want us to get together and have these conversations.
Right.
And that's been the biggest insight. Because the more I have these conversations, the more you realize, oh, it's the dominant media that is dictating the narrative.
Yes.
And that's the scary part of it all.
Facebook's algorithms saying this is,
Daphne doesn't get to have any social media.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually built into the algorithm. I think it's one of the lines in there says, fuck Daphne.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, and here's an interesting thing that happens too, right? So like I think in patterns.
Yes.
And so I pay attention to patterns.
Yes.
And one of the patterns I have discovered through my podcast is when I have a podcast that's a hard-hitting podcast like the one recently about prisons,
Yes.
it gets downgraded. All of a sudden, I go from 350 views to 25 views.
Yes.
Because the algorithm doesn't want that out there. And so what I've noticed in terms of a pattern is the more your conversations have to deal with giving power and elevating the people at the bottom, the more the power structure tries to silence that. I don't know if it's intentional or not.
You don't think it's people just going, hey, this conversation makes me uncomfortable, and they're walking away from it?
No, because so what I did with that particular one, with the prison one, right, is I put it out there and I watched the views, and then I started reaching out to my followers and say, hey, did you see the promo for the prison video? What prison video? So I started, okay, so you haven't seen the post.
Yeah.
And like 90% of my followers hadn't seen that post or that link. And I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So it's only I've only done that once, so I don't know if it's a pattern or not, but it's still interesting enough to go, something might be there.
That is interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know. We all look at Bear, and Bear just goes, doo-doo.
Let that sink in for a minute, right? Yeah.
No, I think that's terrible if it's going to be that obvious to where you can see it, even without proof, and that they're completely, downgrading or manipulating how the algorithm works. Like, if it's that obvious, pretty sure that's what's happening, and that's terrible.
And it's got to be happening across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's part of the. There's reports and a lot of information stating that these algorithms are built to drive views, right? And one of the things that drives views is controversy. And so you're going to see stuff that is from the other side just to frustrate you to the point that you're going to go rant about it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to drive the views. And so they're designed to bring in controversial stuff. I'm surprised that something about the prison system wouldn't have became more of a thing, because you would think that we're going to drive confrontation with this.
But it's from the prisoner's perspective.
Oh.
And about how prisons really work.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So like he was talking about, like, the thing that stood out from that conversation is, I thought you went to the hole if you got into serious trouble.
Yeah.
Turns out other inmates will put you in the hole just to make sure you're not a snitch. So it's not a matter of you behaving and avoiding the hole. You're going to be in the hole at some point.
Wow.
And that is the utmost worst torturous thing you can do to a human, is put them in the hole. And so that just about every single prisoner has that experience. No wonder they have all of these coexisting conditions when they get out. Because there's no therapy, there's no support services. It's all just, the entire system is built to drive people to recidivism.
I have a old coworker that I was talking to him. He had spent a few years in prison, And I want to say I asked him what's prison like, or maybe we were talking about something. Anyway, the point is that he made a comment that he doesn't go to the zoo anymore because all he sees is things behind bars, and after being in prison, it's just changed everything because you're just an animal behind a bar.
And when
Yeah.
you're out, they don't give you the right opportunity to get over it. You've done
No.
your time, you've done your sentence.
They expect you to just be
They
there
expect
ready.
you to be there ready, but then they don't provide you with a job. They don't provide you with housing. They don't
No.
provide you with anything to make sure that you're successful.
No rehabilitation.
No, even I have a couple of friends too that have been in and out, in and out, in and out all the time, and to me, you know, I'm watching them try in the world, but they're so set up to fail every time. It's like probation violation or this violation, they go back, and then once they finally handle their sentencing and then they come back into, you know, society and civilization, it's like they're so uncomfortable they'll commit small petty crimes just to go back,
Yeah.
and they become institutionalized. You know, and I think that part
Yes.
is really sad because what do? Okay, you did your time, now you're out and go play. It's like, no, you don't.
With
it's
no way to
really,
yeah.
real set up for failure. I just think it's sad.
And with no support structure.
None.
Yeah. So it's like, here you go, be human, but yet we're not going to give you any resources so that you can make sure that you have a place to sleep or food in your belly.
I feel like there's a lot of similarities between that and the trans community.
Yeah.
Where you're separated from humanity and they just go take care of yourself. You're expected to support yourself and we're just going to leave you behind, but we expect you to be everything that we want you to be.
And we're also going to put up roadblocks every step of the way
Yes.
so that you don't find support.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what else? I mean, the podcast here, you know, is about trans matters, transgender matters, trans people. What has there been any specific cases with trans people that have just really stuck out to you?
Yeah, I remember and this was not even an interview for the podcast. This was a conversation outside of the podcast
Yeah.
where I was talking to somebody that was trying to get gender reassigning surgery.
Yeah,
And the roadblocks put in place. I had no idea.
it's awful.
And the fact that there are gatekeepers
Yes.
that basically tell you what you can do to your own body
Yeah.
just seems so freaking wrong to me. And when I talked to this person, and I just want to say this person because I don't want them identified at any chance
Of
whatsoever.
course. That's fine.
No problem.
But this person was very clear about the process that they've had to go through up until this point.
Yes.
And they had to hide the realities of their mental health.
Yes.
They had to hide the realities of some of their physical things that they
Yes.
had going on, because if any of that came to light, they would just not let them have surgery.
Yes. That's something that I'm facing right now, actually, is, you know, something just had like a tracheal shave, right? I had a referral for it, whatever. I called them up, said, hey, I'd like to get this process going. And they go, oh no, you've had too many suicide attempts, you know, or not too many, but you need a longer gap before we even touch something like this. And I'm like, it's a 30-minute procedure and it's done.
And it's the same day procedure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk out and you're good to go.
I can kind of relate as well. There was I've already said it on the podcast a couple of times that, you know, I've dealt with substance abuse in the past, and I've been clean for many years, and I had one relapse, and the doctor said, well, I'd like for you to have X amount of sobriety before I even prescribe, you know, your testosterone to you.
Yes.
And I was
What?
like, I had one relapse, and I jumped right back on the bandwagon, called a sponsor, you know, whatever. I was back in the game, and it was a speed bump. But yeah, I went 30 days without a shot, and it's like, okay, at least it's only 30 days.
But that's not
it's-
helping your mental health.
No.
But I don't see how the two are connected.
And I was just, you know, being honest, because there's, you know, all those questions before, you know, your appointment, and mine was just a blood draw. And I was like, I have to have questions for, okay, whatever, I'll just, you know, do these questions, answer them honestly, and then Yeah, Doc was like, "No, I'd like to see you have X amount of sobriety," and I'm like, oh, for a one-time relapse that I know that I made a mistake and I was vulnerable, and it's like, okay.
But I can get like,
like,
I even disagree, but I can get like a 1 month reprieve of opioids.
Well,
But
yeah,
testosterone?
yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Like, that makes no sense.
And then that was up in Washington, but Oregon, I've had zero problems with Oregon. Oregon's been very kind to me.
Oh, I would never leave Oregon. Oregon has been the best thing to happen to me in my life, hands down. Like, I come from Seattle, and Seattle freeze is real. The inability for people to get along. Nobody really likes each other. It's one of those, like, I lived in the same place for 12 years. I only knew one of my neighbors.
Yeah.
The other neighbors didn't care to know me. And now it's like, I know everybody that lives next to me, right? Because it's like
I
people
love
in
Portland.
Oregon are welcoming. And it's been a wild ride.
Yeah. So going forward in the future, what you've been doing this podcast. You said you got another one coming in. You got 3 podcasts going now. You used to have a radio show. You got your full-time job. It's so much work involved. Speaking from experience, but how do you see either your podcast or future endeavors supporting the trans community?
When you give a platform for people to talk about their lived experience by people with lived experience, that is the way to open up the doors for conversation. And what I want from my podcast in terms of the trans community is for the podcast to be a platform for anybody who wants to talk about their experience.
Yeah.
I will give them a microphone. Like, the only requirement to be on my podcast is you have to be kind to me.
Don't be an ass.
Don't be an ass. Because if you're kind, I want to know what you're about.
Yeah.
And I will give you a platform to talk about what your real life is, what your real experience is, because there's not enough platforms out there for those conversations to exist.
Are you still having to search for people to come on your podcast, or are people coming to you at this point?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, like, I have people reaching out from all over the nation now wanting to be on the Sullivan Unheard podcast.
Wow.
Like some guy that's creating a backpack program for foster kids, and somebody else that just sort of in Michigan that's creating a nonprofit that wants to have a conversation. And,
Yeah.
and then, of course, the musician side. Even now that I've just launched the new name, but doing the same thing, I'm having musicians reach out to me wanting to be on the podcast, which has been fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because we talk about all genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've seen a wild array of different people in different lifestyles, in different past experiences, cultures. What have you seen to be the most successful way for people to support, I'm going to say others, but specifically the trans community?
Go out and find somebody who is a member of that community and become friends. Come with curiosity, learn about it before you speak about it.
Yes.
Don't listen to what the talking heads say. Talk to the people actually with lived experience, because what you'll find is that it's different than what you're seeing on TV.
Yeah.
It's different than
Being
what
taught
you're
in
seeing.
church.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But then there's also churches that are supportive of the community.
There are.
And I don't think that's something else that's not really talked about, is that there are churches where you can go if you want to have a relationship with whatever God of your choice.
Yes.
And you can have community support and be able to be yourself.
I mean, hell, there's that church in Texas right now that they were told they couldn't have the rainbow sidewalk, whatever, right? So they turned around, they turned around and painted the steps going up to their church, the pride colors going up to it. Get big, fuck you. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of support in every different source out there.
And be an ally.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest thing I could say, because like it, and if you don't know, ask.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, let people just be people.
I also think it's important to see, like, be careful about how you ask.
Oh, 100%.
Because, like, you can ask a honest, sincere question in a way that makes you just come across like an ass. And so I think being just a little bit informed, do a little bit of homework before you go ask these questions, right? Yeah, it's great if you have your gay friend, your trans friend, your black friend. You know, it's great if you have these people, but go do a little bit of research and be like, hey, what kind of oppression has your community actually been through? What are correct ways to address pronouns? What are, all these different things? Like, have a little bit of history before you go talk to these people. A lot of people, if you have shown, again, back to the cultural thing, right? If you take that little bit of time to get to know somebody before, people open right up. And my experience has been that same with the trans community. If you've taken a little bit of time, you know how to talk to the trans person. In general, people will tell you kind of what it's about, what their experience has been and such. But you can't go in just being like, hey, so you're a tranny, tell me everything, like it's, you have to come in with just at least a little bit of research going, okay, I know how to have a decent conversation with somebody.
And I appreciate that too, because I think that's really valid and really important.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's, I almost liken it to the blues.
Yeah.
Right. If you love the blues, but you haven't done the research into the history of the blues and the fact that it came from slavery and the fact that it came from the oppression of so many people, you don't really know the blues.
Right.
So if you go up to a blues musician and you don't have any indication of what the blues is really about, they're going to get annoyed that you're there asking these questions, because you haven't done anything on the front end to learn about the music.
Yeah.
And if you just take a few moments and don't just Google it, like find reputable sources and do some research.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, can I ask a question in that regard? Like, where should people go to find information?
It's all over the place. Okay. You're going to have organizations that specifically are there for the community. I'm having a really hard time thinking of any right off the top of my head. I believe there is a organization called like LGBTQ News or something like that. There is a lot of GLAAD, GLAAD, right? GLAAD covers PFLAG. There's a lot of organizations that are out there. So ACLU even that are out here supporting the community. So go into places like their websites. You can be able to find information. If you want to get more on the personal side of things, there are Facebook groups that you can go into where you're allowed to ask questions like these. Your Reddit is a big resource, where you can go in and I believe there's a Reddit subreddit called Ask Trans, right? Where you can go in and you can ask the questions that you want to ask and be able to get information that way. I've seen several times in there where people go, oh my God, my grandkid just came out. I don't know how to deal with this, and they just ask questions, and all these people going, hey, here's some ways you can go about it. Stand in Pride, I believe, is the another organization where you can go in there. Give me 1 second. I can confirm this. It is no. I have it on my phone. It is Stand in Pride. It's an app you can download. I believe there's also an online community. There's a Facebook community. But yeah, Stand in Pride. That's a great place to be able to go in and go, hey, I want to support the community. I need help understanding how to. Places like that is where you go to find information. If you want to learn about the black community, you don't go to whiterights.com.
Right?
You're going to go to, it's a serious thing though, like if you want to, if you want to find information about it, you want to learn about Christianity, you don't go to satanlives.com. You go to, the church websites to learn about stuff. You go to the scriptures to find stuff. If you want to learn about architecture, you don't go to the wooden blocks and go, hey, I'm going to learn about wooden blocks. You're going to go to read architectural books. You're going to go talk from those sources. If you want to know about the trans community, you go to those sources. There's books out there. You can go to Amazon and be like, books about transgender issues. They're all over the place. Podcasts. Podcasts is another great place for information. Yeah, it's all around. You just have to look for the right information, but the right information is going to be from that community.
And there's a quote by Daryl Davis. Do you know Daryl Davis?
I do not.
Daryl Davis is a jazz musician. He's a black man.
Okay.
And he has successfully collected over 200 KKK robes from KKK members.
Wow.
Of people that he has converted away from racism.
It's amazing that organization still runs.
Yeah, it is 100% right. And the quote that he says that really stuck to me is, "How can you hate me if you don't even know me?"
Yeah.
And so if your hate is based on an interpretation of not me,
No.
whatever image you have in your brain,
Yeah.
like, let's start with getting to know me first.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're human.
I mean, hatred is based out of fear, and fear is based out of ignorance.
100%.
So if you'll just go and don't be so fucking ignorant, you can learn about people, but you don't learn about it by not being there. You learn about it by talking to them.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't turn a blind eye. Like this is where it gets to where it's like the real core of we are a community.
Yeah.
Right? So when you think about the trans community and you separate them, it's like that's not real. We are a community. We
Yeah.
are here. So let's talk, and because I would imagine anybody that gets to know either of you
Yeah.
are going to adore either of you.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're really nice people, right? And so the idea that you hate somebody without having a conversation with that person
Yeah.
is just absurd.
I mean, in the end of the day, they're all human.
Yeah.
So you have something in common with them. So start there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm interested. You got arms? I got arms.
100%. Yeah.
You got a vagina? I want one.
I love that.
This is the stuff Bear has to put up with all the time.
It's just another Friday for me. Jeez. Yeah, there was a couple of things my grandma always said, and it was that hate was taught. And
Yeah.
that
Yes.
it costs $0.00 to be a decent human being.
100%.
And there's no excuse for rudeness.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And so I've always just lived and let live, and sometimes it's really hard to teach other people that because they're so either opinionated or they just have it in their head that this is bad, this is wrong, this is everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes it's hard just to help them not
Yeah.
be so just as ignorant as they can be, arrogant at the same time, and yeah.
And one thing I wish I could do in that situation without them flipping the fuck out is ask them why.
Yes.
Like, why do you think this way? And when you ask why, that's when they get defensive, they get angry and upset. And so one of these days I would love to have a conversation and just find out the why,
Yeah.
because it doesn't make sense in my brain.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense in my brain.
Yeah. One of the questions I had heard people say is, what makes you think that attitude is appropriate? So, I mean, don't be an ass. Don't be an ass. Do a little bit of, because it's also important to know. I had a friend tell me this. They're like, it is not your token black friend's job to teach you about black people.
No.
It is your job to go and learn and discover and read and, ask questions, but it's not their job to teach you.
And
It's your
why-
job to learn.
And if they're really your friend, why do you want to subject them to the trauma of having to relive that crap?
Yeah.
Instead of just being there to support your friend, including them and making sure they feel loved and compassion.
Yeah.
And so if you want to learn about all of that stuff,
Yeah.
go somewhere else and
Yeah.
just be supportive of your friend.
There's organizations like Transplaining,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing is dispelling myths by bringing in experts from all the different fields. We're interviewing trans people and letting them share their stories. It is not Jimmy down the street. It is not Jimmy's job to teach you what it is about being trans. It's not his job. It is your job to learn. And so go find the resources, take the time, learn. And
I mean, we've
That's
got a
what I got.
freaking dictionary in our phones. You know, it's not like it's hard. It's not like you have to go out of your way. Just freaking
Chat GPT.
Yeah. Well, be careful with that one.
Well, I love Chat GPT. I swear on the Bible of Chat GPT. Okay, like I love it to death. But I mean, in real terms, though, you can go to it and be like, I want to know more about the community. Can you give me a place to start, or can you give me just some basics so I have an idea so I don't sound stupid? AI is amazing for stuff like this.
100%.
Yeah.
Just don't Google health disparities among trans people, because what you get back in return is all this medical journaling from the dominant class. And you have to sift through like 50 pages of stuff before you start seeing the real information.
But also, you can go in there and just ask ChatGPT, hey, what are some of the mental disparities, and why?
Yeah.
Why? What does this actually mean? Explain this to me. It will go through and help. It's not perfect by any means, but if you want to go, hey, isn't this a sickness? Go ask it. It'll be like, no, actually, you'll find, because it's going to read a bunch of articles for you and say, here you go.
Can I pause there for a moment?
Sure.
Did somebody actually say that shit?
Which shit?
It's a sickness?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. People say it all the time.
Oh yeah,
All
saying
the
that
time.
It's sickness or mental illness. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all
Yeah.
the time.
So here's the deal, right? Gender dysphoria is in the DSM-5.
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's in the and psychiatrists and psychologists and all these medical professionals got together, said, hey, this is something we're going to put into the DSM because this is something that needs to be treatable. And insurance companies and places like that cannot treat something that isn't in there, because it has to be in there for them to be able to bill something, right? So it went in there. Well, it went in there because trans people need help. Doesn't mean it's a sickness. They need help. Okay. There's other things in the DSM-5 that also are not, not bad, but because it's in there, everyone goes, oh, it's in the whatever diagnostic of
Statistical manual.
yeah. So
disorders.
since it's in there, it's a mental illness. You all need to be institutionalized. And that's a very real argument that you hear online all the time. I've had people say it to my face. It's very much it's very much a common argument.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's right up there with everybody that tells me I don't look autistic. I hear that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Well, you don't look autistic. Well, what am I supposed to do with
You
that
don't look
shit?
native.
Right? I've heard that shit too.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just taking a little bit of time, going into a place like ChatGPT and being like, hey, what is this? And when it says this is what it is, ask why. Because the why questions are where you learn.
And I appreciate that, because I don't think I put the why piece in there.
Yeah.
And I think that was the piece that was missing from the information that I was getting.
Well, also, like, I'm a very technical person, okay? I spent a year building this system that we're doing all this stuff on, right? I programmed the thing. I'm very much a tech person, okay? I was an electrician for 8 years and HVAC technician for 5. But in there, I was doing a lot of the technical diagnosing and stuff like that. So I understand what it means to go and find where the problem is. That's something that I've just, but you find it by asking why.
Yeah.
And so and that's just how my brain works. But, if I want to understand something, I ask why, because you can't understand it if you don't ask.
Do you find when you ask why you get pushback?
Depends on what you're asking about.
And the reason I bring this up is because there's an autism thing about the question why. So,
I mean, it can be overused.
well, not only that, but it's also what I've learned is that neurotypicals assign judgment to the word why. And so when you're
Yes.
asking why,
Yes.
if
They feel challenged.
yes. And so what I have learned is that if you couch it as, can you help me understand? Or can you explain this to me because I'm not quite getting it?
Yeah.
And not using the actual word why, it alleviates a lot of the defensiveness of the neurotypicals
Makes sense.
when you're interviewing them.
Yeah, I have had job sites that I have been on, and I would, they go, well, this is what it is. And I go, why? And they go, doesn't matter. I said, this is what it is. Go do it. And I'm like, but why? Like, this doesn't make sense that we're going to be doing this. I can show you 10 other ways that this could be done faster. Just why? I don't want to do something because you told me it's correct. I want you to explain how you came to this, because if your thing makes more sense, then great. I now know that makes more sense. I'm also really logical, so
Yep.
so
I liken it to being a train conductor, right?
yeah.
You're on the train. You know what happens if this train stays at the same speed at the same course. It's going off the rails. You've seen it before. You know it's coming again.
My train is all over the rails.
Right? But then the analogy is that if you listen to me or you tell me the why, I can make sure this train stays on the track.
Yes.
Because I can adjust speed, I can adjust that, but unless I know the why, all I can do is watch this thing go off the
Well,
rails.
when you know the why, you don't have to ask all the individual questions. You don't have to go in and be like, okay, well, what is the speed? What speed should I be at? Okay, well, but when I get up here, what speed should I be at? And also, by the way, how much smoke should I put over in this stack? And by the way, how much electricity should be over here? And in 2 minutes, I'm going to ask you all these questions again, because if you understand the why, you understand how the train works, you understand why these things work the way you do, you now can make informed decisions in the future because you now understand the process. When it comes to people, we're going to have the same kind of thing. If you want to know about a community, take time to understand the why, because when you understand the why, now you can go, oh, I can see how these other things come into play. You can, it challenges your old preconceptions. When you ask the question why, it's a great question to help you grow outside of your boundaries. You just have to ask the whys and have to be willing to accept the answers you receive.
And one thing also that I've learned along the way when it comes to people who aren't autistic, there are people out there that don't want to know the why.
Yes.
That they're going to push back. It's like, I don't care what the why is. I'm just going to do this and do what I'm told. And just like, I don't know the why. And that took me a long time to sort of just accept that
Those
there
people are really fun for me. I have a lot of fun with those people. I have a lot of fun with those people.
I don't ask questions. I just do it. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Bear just accepts, but like it hits me like, you don't want to know? Well, guess what? We're gonna play a game. You don't know the game. We're playing a game, but I know we're playing a game. You're gonna hate me at the end of this. Okay, so you have your podcast, Sullivan's Unheard Voices. You have the other one coming forward. What was the name of it?
Sullivan's
again?
Backstage Pass.
Sullivan's Backstage Pass. This is the one about the musicians.
Yep.
And you said there was another one.
Yeah, I don't have a title for that. We haven't quite figured that one out yet.
All right. Tits with Daphne is going to be the third one. So anyway.
I love that.
Okay, so you got the two. You're growing into three. You have a Facebook page that I've seen.
Yep, unheardpodcast.com.
You have the website too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have that. I also saw a YouTube channel, I believe.
Yep. That's
Okay.
where all the podcasts are, is on YouTube.
They're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is there any other ways that people can find your information?
I think that's the main way, just Unheard Podcast, and mainly on Facebook. That seems to be, but I'm like trying to think about diversifying because of what you said. But yeah, that's the best way, you know. And I'll throw this out there too. Like, if you're a member of the trans community and you have something that you want to say, reach out to me. I will happily have you on the podcast and give you a platform to talk about your lived experience.
What's the best way for people to reach you?
Me on Facebook for that. Yeah. Because of my autism, I can't do phones. It's one of those things where I struggle with phone calls. And so like I tell people all the time, like, I would love to be able to just call you. I'm blessed that my girlfriend is accommodating. Like, we haven't spoken on the phone once. Like, so she's fully embraced that I text.
Fair enough.
Because I can text, because I can't read the facial expressions. And with text, I can throw out an emoji.
Yeah.
So people know how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the best ways.
Okay, so go through Facebook.
Yeah.
I believe YouTube may have options to message also, but I'm not sure on that one.
It does, but it's a little wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can reach out to you there. Is there anything else you wanted to call out while you're here on this podcast?
Just, just express my gratitude for me being a chance to be here and have this conversation with you. Yeah. And just acknowledging that I appreciate the work that you all are doing, and that I really hope you continue, because there would be a huge void in the conversation without the conversations you all are having.
Well, thank
I
you.
really mean that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. You come across as a very genuine, authentic person.
I can't be any other way. I am the worst liar.
There's times that I can get away with it. I can sell a story when I want to.
Not me.
Yeah. Thank you again so much for having us on the podcast. Every time that we've been able to communicate, I've really enjoyed your company. The time in the park, we just had a great conversation. The last time when I was on your podcast, we were all over the place. As two ADHD people just chasing each other, and it was a rabbit running through the forest. Okay,
But those are the best podcasts.
it was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, and a lot of just real content happened. But yeah, and me and you have spoken other times outside of podcasts, and I can feel the love that you carry in your heart. You just have a big heart for other people. You are just a genuine person, and we're really grateful that you took the time to come a third time with us and spend time with us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That means a lot to us too. So thank you so much.
It's an honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. And then I guess, Bear, I'll let you close out. But before I let you close out, I just want to say again to the listeners, we are not on Facebook anymore. We still have the website where people can reach us. There's still other avenues to reach us, just not Facebook and Instagram anymore, because until I get that sorted out.
Yeah, but you can always find us at transplantingpodcast.com. The contact is Daphne at transplantingpodcast.com. And drop us a line and, like and subscribe and leave us a comment down on our videos. We tend to read most of them. And
I see all of them.
Yeah, she sees all of them. Probably not a good idea that I don't.
It's probably good you don't.
But we move forward into 2026. We still are looking for. Wasn't there was something important that we were looking forward to?
Surgery.
Okay. Maybe
maybe
I'm thinking of something.
No, we
else.
have really good interviews coming up that I am really excited about. Okay. There's some really exciting ones coming forward, and just stay tuned.
Okay. And thanks again, Shawn, for being with us today and coming back on the podcast. You are truly a genuine, good, cool, and just comforting, person.
Yes.
And I appreciate that about you too. Maybe we'll see you again. Question mark?
Not even a question
mark?
If you have the invite, I will definitely be.
You know what? I would love to go do a combined podcast at an event or something like that.
100%.
That would be fun.
100%.
Collab, live.
Yeah. Because I know I'll be back at Pride this year too.
Do you do Portland Pride too?
I don't, because it's too much.
Yeah.
Salem is on the borderline where it's overstimulating.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, and so it was a challenge, and by 3/4 of the way through, my brain is done.
Yeah,
and so
I feel that.
With Portland, it's just too big.
We're considering putting up some booths here over this next year.
If you have places you want to go, let me know. I'd be more than happy to piggyback.
We're going to go to Tennessee.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're going to do it live in Nashville.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be a lot of fun. Oh, my God. Could you imagine hosting an event together? Welcome to such and such. I'm Daphne, and here is Shawn, and welcome. That would be a lot of fun. I would have a lot of fun with that.
So next year, the International Blues Challenge, I'll be there. And if you wanted to go, we could probably get something like that together.
That could be fun. I was thinking back because remember I was doing the broadcasting for the football team, right? And I was like, you and I riff off each other well enough that I think it would be fun to do an event where you have the two commentators, and I think you and I would play off of each other very well in a situation like that.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I think so too. So we'll have to do some communicating about that.
You got it.
So bear for the fourth time.
Yeah. Yeah. Tune in next time with us. And as always,
Welcome to the
family.
podcast. Oh my God, I did it again. That's the third time I've done this.
And as always, welcome to the family.